Hey everybody, it's Jim and welcome back to another lesson of Introduction to Korn Shell. So sometimes you may have run a Korn Shell script and it prompts you for a response. And it has a default value listed so that you don't have to go in and type in some value if it is equal to the default. And that saves you typing, especially if it's a very long string. So today we're going over how you can set up those default values when you prompt users for input. And this is what it would look like if we were running the program. We have a program that has something to do with a college, and it prompts the person who's entering the data to enter the age of the student who's enrolling in the college. And in this case, our student's name is Henry, and we want the person running the program to enter the age in, and we're telling the user that the default age is 18. So if they just hit enter, 18 will get assigned to Henry's age. If they enter something else, that value will get assigned to Henry's age. Let's look at the code. Here's our program, defaultvalues.ksh. It allows for default values for variables. And we start just by saying, hey, we have a variable called freshman age, and we're setting it to be 18. And then we just print a blank line because it makes it easier when you're running the program to see the blank line. And then we prompt the user, enter Henry's age, and then afterwards we say that the default age is 18. And if you notice, the -n here associated with the print statement says, hey, when you're done printing this, don't put a carriage return at the end. So the prompt stays right here, and when you type the age value in, the output that you type in goes right here on the computer screen. Rather, I should say the input you put in goes right here on the computer screen right next to this statement. And you notice that we're reading the value into a variable called Henry. And regardless of whatever was in Henry before we did this read statement, it's wiped out. So this read statement will overwrite whatever is within Henry. And if the person just hits an enter, aka they enter nothing in, then the value of nothing gets entered into Henry. So let's read this through. The read statement above overwrites whatever was in Henry. If the user just hit enter, the value in Henry gets overwritten with nothing. The variable becomes empty. And that is the key part of the magic we're going to do with default values. We will end up testing to see if Henry is empty, and if the variable is empty, then we're going to assign something to it. So here's what we do. We're just going to print what the value in the variable Henry is after the read statement, just so we have it clear. And here's where the magic comes in. You notice this is commented out. This is just to show you the format and explain it to you. We have a variable called var1. It will be equal to whatever this results to be. Well, what's this? This is $ curly brace, curly brace. So you know there's some variable substitution going on. We have var2 colon dash $ var3. So what does that work out to be? So we go to var2 and we get the value in it and we put it down right here, whatever it is, whether it's nothing or value. We then say this colon dash means if var2 was empty, if it had nothing in it, then go and get the value for var3 and take and assign that to var1. However, if var2 has something in it, then assign that to var1. Once again, this mess right here, $, curly brace, a variable here, colon dash, and a $, second variable, means if this has something in it, assign it to var1. If it does not have anything in it, get this value and assign it to var1. In this right here, I used a $, variable. However, you could have just used a literal string, like you could have said, quote, 52, quote. And as a matter of fact, just to make that clear, I'll put that in right now. So in this case right here, if var2 has a value in it, you assign it to var1. If it doesn't have a value in it, you assign the value of 52 to var1. In this case, if var2 had a value in it, you assign it to var1. If it didn't, you get the value in var3 and assign it to var1. So if Henry has a value in it, we reassign it to the variable Henry. But if Henry is empty, aka the user hit enter and took the default value, then we assign this to the variable of Henry, the value within freshman age, which is 18, to the variable of Henry. So if the user took the default value, Henry's empty, this gets assigned to Henry, the value within this. If the user entered a value into Henry, we just copy it back over into Henry. And lastly, we just print out what Henry's age is after we did this calculation. Running the program, we take the default value the first time, and we get that after the read statement, the value within the variable Henry has nothing in it. And therefore, Henry, the variable, the value within it, defaults to the value of 18, which was our default value. Now, let's clear the screen and rerun the program. And let's enter 27. Henry decided to go back to college later on. And as you can see, after we used the read statement, the variable Henry had 27 in it. And after we did our little calculation there with a colon dash, Henry still has the value of 27 in it.